People don't realize how far down the road we are in all subjects: historical, educational, political, cultural, financial. We're way down the road. When you have $16 trillion in debt, if you increase the interest rate, 9 goes to 50 trillion overnight. Remember, the same thing can be said. We didn't realize how far past the gates the progressive intruders were when we were talking about politics. We didn't realize how deep this problem really went. I got news for you. Sandy Hook woke me up. Woke me up. I didn't realize how far into our own homes the intruders really are, and we have welcomed them in. We have disconnected with our own why, even if we don't really know it. Let me tell you this story again. I told you, I think last week, that I was at Disney a couple of weeks ago on vacation, and I noticed I'm a visual guy, and I looked at the paint on the walls. I looked at the architecture. I was in part of the park. It's the new Fantasyland, and it was open the week before I got there, and everything was made to look old. It was a week old, and it looked like it had been standing there for 150 years. Forget the park. Let's go someplace else. Let's go to Abercrombie. You go into Abercrombie, and you can buy a T-shirt that's like, Dick's Bull Moose Barbecue Stop. It's a new T-shirt, but it looks old. It's from Omaha, Nebraska. It's weathered. Even though it's brand new, and you've never been to the barbecue place, and you've never been to Nebraska. But you wear it because it looks like that old comfortable T-shirt that you've had forever. But it's fake. Everything in our society is fake. The awards and the trophies we give to our kids, they're fake. They don't mean anything. Adam Lanza, the shooter in Connecticut, said, "I just want to feel something," in the days leading up to the massacre. It's everywhere. Most importantly, it is in your own home. We have created a time period that sociologists will study for the next 100, if not 1,000 years. And speaking of studies, one has come out. And this will hopefully show you we've got to do something, and we've got to do something with our kids now. The study was how college students think that they are more special than ever. Study reveals rocketing sense of entitlement on U.S. campuses. If you've ever tried to hire anybody in business, you know this is true. It's strange because these people don't really come in through our doors. If you think you're going to get a job here and you're like this, you ain't going to get a job here. This is the reason why they're burning cars over in Europe at the mere mention of cuts. You owe it to me. This is the reason that unions won't budge. You owe it to me. The entitlement addicts that we all are, we're strung out on freebies and trophies that mean nothing, convinced somehow or another that we all deserve it. We don't. The American Freshman Survey has been conducted since 1966, not long after JFK declared this.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
They say attitude reflects leadership. The contrast between today's students from those days and the days of Kennedy certainly speaks to that. The survey revealed that students consider themselves above average in smarts, in drive, in self-confidence, even though the statistics show a decline in performance compared to the freshman class of 1960s. Where do the students give themselves lower marks? Well, I'm not really good at being cooperative. Oh boy. Understanding to others. And I'm not real spiritual. Oh. Great, so let me see if I have this right. You think you're totally awesome, even though you're not, and you don't care about anybody but you. Oh, that sounds like a good recipe for a nice, happy culture. We've already seen the death of shame, but now we are witnessing the death of humility and modesty and industry. The survey also shows kids study less and work less, but they expect to get more in return. This has led to what is now being called the ambition inflation. And when life inevitably deals a setback, they have no clue how to handle it. The solution, I think, is really two things. Why? Why are you here? Why were you born? What is your purpose? And two, community. Tonight I want to focus on community. When I say community, I mean community in your own family. Something that is real. We have to start at the basic building blocks. The community, the relationship between you and your kids. Just like Dick's barbecue t-shirts. It's not real. Nothing is real. The reason why we allow so much to happen in our family is because it's easier on us. I get home and I'm tired. We all are. But we have to get out of our virtual existence. Real communities are being systematically eliminated in America, replaced by a virtual world that doesn't exist. Think how many new electronic gadgets have flooded the shelves, but yet there is less communication than ever before. We have more things to make life easy, but we are more tired than ever. We're busier than we were before. The 92% of 18 to 29-year-olds who are using social networks are mostly doing it to be their own full-time PR team. Look how many likes I can get. How many retweets? Look, I am awesome. Look how I can make myself look like that. Ooh, I know, just let me post another bathroom mirror picture of myself. We are filling up the display window, but there's nothing in the room. That's what I think people really feel. They know this is a house of cards. Whether you can verbalize it or not, you know it's a house of cards and it will collapse. That imaginary friend in the sky we're not allowed to talk about anymore had a radical idea about self. Love thy neighbor as thyself. But that's no longer pursued. Instead, government has filled the role of God that originally signed for us to carry out. Ask not what my country can do for me, but what I can do for my country. What can I do for others? How can I help my neighbor? What do I have that I don't need that somebody else can use? These are the endangered questions. What are others doing for me? What do I get out of it? Do I get what I deserve? Though that's vogue. I'd love to see a man on the street video asking students why they deserve the best of everything. It'd be comical because the correct answer is nothing. But no one asks that question. Instead, indoctrination with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Right there at the top is the self-actualization. Yes, that's what's taught at most colleges, and it's complete nonsense. Life isn't about the self. The world doesn't revolve around you. You will never be actualized or fulfilled by stuff or by yourself or a job. You're not owed anything. You're not better than anyone or everyone else. The country doesn't exist to give you stuff. Being born here doesn't grant you anything except a chance. But it's up to you to work for it. Everybody knows the commandment, keep the Sabbath day holy. Nobody does it. But you know that part. Oh yeah, I know, keep the Sabbath day holy. But they don't know the other part of that commandment. 6 days shall you labor and do all of your work. Translation, work's important. Get off your butt and do it. You're not owed anything. We've always done that, but somehow that attitude of self-determination has morphed into self-admiration. We admire ourselves. Progressives have taken a long-standing American value and blurred the lines, and we've done it with them because it's easier. This celebration of self has led us to a world where nothing is real. Fake trophies. You were in last place. Fake rich people. You're in massive debt. Fake beauty. It's collagen. Fake athletic ability, steroids, fake reality shows. You have no talent. Fake economy, massive debt, fake friends, social networks, fake self-esteem, bogus definitions of self-worth. No bill from Congress, no executive order from the president. Nothing can cure this broken culture except us. Our ideas, our principles, rebuilding our foundation on things that are real and doing it ourselves is the only way out. Just remember the simple statement asked many years ago by a Democrat. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. It starts with you. You may be nodding your head in agreement, but by the end of the show, you might not be. Because you might be contributing to the problem just as much as I am without even knowing it.